Hello everyone, welcome to my React.js in-depth course. From today onwards, we'll continue on React.js something little bit in depth. We'll learn all the concept of React.js in depth from beginners to advanced level. So this is my channel. This is see, I already uploaded 5 videos on React.js. These are all crash course on React.js. It covered all the necessary concepts starting from the beginner to advanced level. You will find Redux, then Redux in Firebase with React.js. These are all advanced concepts. And here in this videos, if you go through these videos, at the end you will create an Instagram like application where you can upload your photo, comment on the photo. It is the use of real-time database, the Firebase. So this is a crash course on React.js, and I believe if you go through all the videos, you'll learn all the important concepts in React.js. But today onwards, we'll cover React.js in depth. Okay, so let me put this one. So for working with React.js or any UI stuff, we need an editor in which we will code. So I am using Visual Studio Code editor for my coding perspective. Okay, so this is the Visual Studio and this is the URL of Visual Studio. Here you have to download this one, not this. This is incorrect. This is Visual Studio 2019. This is different. You have to download this one. If you will mouse over it, you will find installation for 64-bit Windows, even for the Mac, for Linux also. As for the system, choose that. I have my Windows 64-bit system, so I have installed this one. So it is already being installed in my system. Okay, so this is the editor that we need for our coding perspective. Okay, so please note on this URL where you can download. Let me close this. And second, we need Node.js. So this is the site for Node.js where you can download the latest version. If the latest version gives some error, then you download the recommended version. And Node.js, why it is needed? For NPM, Node Package Manager. As the name suggests, NPM is used for managing our packages, our dependencies that is being required for our React.js application. Get access to the NPM, we have to download Node.js. It is not like that we have to learn Node.js. There is nothing we are going to code in Node.js. We need Node.js only for installing, for getting access to NPM, the Node Package Manager, which is used for managing our packages and dependencies in our project. Okay, so let me close this. After you install Node.js, what you have to do, you will get a command prompt, Node.js command prompt. This is my Node.js command prompt, where you can verify whether your Node is installed correctly or not. We can check the version of Node by using command node -v for version. Press enter. So the version of Node is 12 version, 12.9.1. So npm comes with Node. You can check the version of npm also. npm-v. Press enter. You will find the version of npm, and this is the npm. The full form of npm is Node Package Manager for managing the packages for our application. So the version of npm in my system is 6.11.3. Okay. Then up to this, if we are done, then we will start creating our React.js project. So before creating our React.js project, let me give some introduction on React.js. React.js is a JavaScript library, and it is needed for creating a single page application. Single page application means Earlier in traditional era, what was happening is like whenever you request for a page, the request will go to the server and from the server the page get downloaded. For every navigation, you need to request to the server. Server will send the page in response, then only our browser will render it. So this takes a quite amount of time for downloading then rendering. First request goes to the server, it takes time. Server will access, will compile, will process that request, that also takes time. Then server will send the response, another hindrance. Then that response is received by the browser and it will render the page. Again, it will take some more time. So in a whole, it is taking much more time for rendering a single page. Likewise, if in our application we have multiple modules, multiple screens, imagine how many requests we need to send to server for rendering a particular page. So this makes our application slow, and this deteriorates the user experience, user interaction with the website. So for minimizing this time, this rendering time, React.js comes into rescue. React.js is used for creating a single page application where once we like what is happening in single page, once the request goes from the browser to the server for accessing our application, then it downloads all the required files from the server at a one go. Whenever we request for any other pages in that application, the request won't go to the server because all the files are downloaded. It will take the files from the downloaded components, downloaded resources. So in one go, all the resources are get downloaded, and if users request for some pages, that pages will be rendered from that downloaded resource. Request, so in that case, request is not needed to go to server each and every time user request for a new page. So in single page, as the name suggests, we will see a single page in which if users request for some new data, only that portion of data will be refreshed in that page. It's not like that all the resources in the sense all the CSS file, all the JavaScript file, all the HTML files, that won't need to be downloaded again and again. It is downloaded at one go when our application loads for the first time. So in this way, we minimize the time of loading our application, of rendering our pages. So this enhances the user experience. Okay. So this is all about the React.js, and we'll cover also some more on React.js theoretical concepts. So before that, let's see how we can create a React.js application. For creating a React.js application, what we need a Babel. Why Babel? Because in React.js we'll code in ES6 JavaScript concept. So we'll code in ES6 JavaScript, and it's a higher version of JavaScript, and most of the browsers, the older browsers, won't understand this. So we have to compile ES6 to ES5 JavaScript so that all the browsers will be able to understand it. So this compilation, this transpilation process will be done by Babel. This is the first thing that we need. Second thing, we need Webpack. So in our application, in the project, the React.js project, what we usually do, we divide our functionality into small files, into small modules, instead of putting everything in a single module. So the advantage of dividing our application into small modules, into small files, is the maintenance will be easy. The tracking of the debugging the issues, all those kind of stuff will be easy. The maintenance, the documentation, the debugging, all these kind of issues will get easy when we will divide our application into small files instead of putting in a single file. And when we deploy our application in the server, if our application consists of some small files, then imagine for a single request it has to access almost all small files. So to avoid this, we need to glue these small files into some single files. So let's suppose we have 100 files while developing. Once we build it, it gets converted into 10 files. So that the request will now go to the 10 files instead of going to the 100 files. That saves our time. That makes our application fast. This gluing of files, this bundling of files is done by Webpack. So we need Webpack. This is the second thing. Third thing, we need while development, we need a server, a live server in which we will host our application. As a developer, we should see what we develop is working or not in our local machine, in our local server. So we need a local server or a development server. These three things are most important for creating a React application. And imagine, means now you are thinking to create a React application, we have to install all these three and we have to configure. But you are going to be happy to listen that we don't need to install all these three dependencies. Neither we need to configure. That is zero configuration, zero downloading of these dependencies. So we don't have to bother about it. Thanks to the Facebook or React.js community. So the Facebook or React.js community has created a tool to create React app. So this manages all these dependencies along with some other packages that is needed for our application. This is a GitHub page of React, create React app. You'll find the documentation how to use it. And this is the command that we need to create our application, React application. So earlier what we are doing, in earlier version we are doing npm install -g create React app. So this is, if you see, it is saying if we have done this, we have to uninstall this package by using npm uninstall -gg for global create React app. Why? Because we have to use npx instead of doing npm install, because here it is written npx always uses the latest version of React.js. So we should use this command, not this one. This command is now not being used that much. Okay. So we'll create our project. So I want to create my project in D drive React tutorial day 1, as today is day 1 of React.js in-depth tutorial. So I'll go to my Node.js command prompt. Go to your Node.js command prompt. There, first of all, go to the drive or the area where you want to create a project to be the place. I'm going to my folder where I want to create my project. Then what next? You have to copy this command, okay, and paste it in your Node.js. npx, the command is npx create -react app. This is the tool provided by Facebook, which install all these dependencies such as Babel, Webpack, development server, all those kind of stuff. And my app is my project name. You can give any convenient name of your choice. So I am giving, what I will give here, I will give employee app. So we will create an employee app. Okay. Let me press enter. After this, you have to press enter. So this is employee app is my project name, my application name, and npx. So earlier we are using npm. This npm comes from Node.js. That's why we have installed Node.js. This npx also comes from Node.js. So Node.js is important to install. Press enter after this. So it will create a folder project name as employee app with the dependency. This will take a couple of minutes to install. We'll wait for that. In the meantime, we'll cover some theoretical concepts. Okay, on React.js. So see, here it is showing creating a new React app in this folder. And if you see, it is showing installing packages. And it will install React that we need for compiling our JSX code. We'll come to the JSX code in our second tutorial. It will install React DOM that is needed for rendering our application. It will install React script that is responsible for installing the packages such as Babel, Web Server, Webpack. Okay. So this will take a couple of minutes. You don't have to worry, just we have to wait. Okay, and if you see in this Facebook page, okay, it get refreshed. So let me here. If you see the process how they are installing, they are also doing the same thing. Then it will happen. So here they are using Yarn. We are using NPM. Sorry, we are using Node.js. They are using Yarn. So we can use Node.js or Yarn tool for this installation. Okay. So it is still taking some more time. We have to wait. So in the meantime, I will say, so for creating a single page application, we can create a single page application using React.js, using Angular technology. Okay, and using other technology also. And React.js is one of the technology that is being used by some of the well-known websites such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Imagine they are using React.js. And see, you can imagine the importance of React.js. So we should learn this. And be with me. At the end, you will find React.js is just a piece of cake. Working React.js, we can say, it's just like a cakewalk. So follow with me and be with me and code along with me. We will come to learn each and every concept. So where we are, okay. So in React.js, actually React.js is a component-based language. So everything in React.js is based on component. Okay. So see, it is installing the package. If you don't install, just press enter. I have pressed the enter, that's why it started installing. Okay, if it does not install automatically, just press enter. It will install. So these are installing the packages. Okay. So in the meantime, React.js is a component-based language. So everything in React.js is a component. So we'll divide our entire application into small components so that it will be easy for maintenance. Okay. So you can say React.js is a component-based language. So in traditional way, like in the traditional era, what we are doing for navigating one page to another page, we are using anchor tag. So in the anchor tag, if you have seen anchor tag, we have to give href equal to URL of the page where we want to navigate. In that case, that's a multi-page application. Whenever we will click on the anchor tag, a request will be sent to the server for fetching the requested page, requested HTML page, HTML code. Then browser will display that code, display that page. That was happening in our older era. Nowadays, the market is of single page application. The advantage, as I explained earlier, it reduces the loading time. it enhances our application performance, and it, as the performance increases, user interaction with our website increases. Users start loving our website design with React.js or Angular. Okay, and you will find, so it's still taking some more time. Here we have to wait. So let's wait. It will take a couple of time. So this is all about the React.js. So once it gets installed, we'll come to that. Hello. So up to this, now it is installing some template dependencies using npm. So see the importance of npm. npm is required for installing, for managing the packages, the dependency for our project. Okay. So it will also take some couple of times. So here nothing you have to do, just have to wait. Now it is saying new minor version of npm available. Okay, it is saying, so currently we have 6.11.3 version of npm in my system. It is saying now we have a new version. So now everything get installed. So if you see, we'll find a couple of commands regarding to npm. So these are the commands like npm start. What it will do, it will start the development server. Npm run build. Once our application get developed fully, if we want to deploy in the production server, we have to do npm run build. It will build our application. It will create the compilation file that we will copy and deploy in the production environment. The npm test command is for unit testing our application. So run each exit to remove some tools. Okay. So our interest, like the most important command that we should work on, this is npm start and npm run build. Okay. So our project get ready. We have to go to our project. Okay. So what the project that I have created is employee. Go to that directory, the project directory. Okay. cd employee. Now we are in the project folder. Let's open our project in Visual Studio Code. For that, the command is code space double dot. Press enter. It will enter the project in the Visual Studio Code. Okay. See, it is opening our project in Visual Studio Code. The next thing is we have to compile our application and we have to host that application in the live server. So for that we have to do npm start command. Then press enter. It will compile and it will host our application in dev server. You will see one more tab will open in which our application get hosted. Just a moment, it will open the tab in your default browser for hosting the application. So this is our Visual Studio Code which is being loaded with our application folder. Okay, and currently in the browser we have only one tab. We will see another tab in a bit. Okay, so let me close this. So in the meantime, it will build our application. We will go through the project structure. This is a project structure in which we will find a module, in which we will find a folder called node module. It is the folder where we will find all the dependency or packages that is being required for our project to run. This dependency, you don't have to download it, you don't have to worry about it. This is being taken care by Code React app, the tool that is being maintained by Facebook or React.js community. Then you will find a public folder. In the public folder, see, now it is hosting our application. So it started the development server if you see, it started the development server. So that's why it is hosting our application in 3000 port. Okay, we'll come to that. So we have a public folder in which we have an index.html page. This is our hosting page. This is the main page that we will see in the browser. So in this page, the important thing is here. This one I want to highlight. So this is the div having id as root. So within the divs, all our application code will be mounted. All the application code will be rendered within this div tag having id as root. The mounting of our application will be done within this div tag. This is important. And we have manifest.json file. It contains some information about our project. Configurations, information about our project is not of that important. Okay, then we'll close this. Our main folder is src folder. This is the folder where we'll edit and where we will code. Okay, so let's see. Okay, this is starting. We'll come to that. In this src folder, just in the src folder you will find an index.js page. Okay, see, our application get hosted. We'll go to the terminal first. So it's compiled successfully. If you see, it is written compiled successfully, and it is hosting our application in localhost 3000. That's why our application gets hosted in my default browser, which is Chrome, Google Chrome, and this is the default code that is being written by the React.js community. So this is my application. Okay, we'll come to that. So we have index.js file, we have app.js file. App.js file is the main component where we'll write our code. So if you see, whatever being rendered in this page, everything is written in this app.js page. You will find edit button. You will see some edit, src plus app. All these texts are written here. Okay, so this is the area. This is the main component where we will code, or where we will inject other component, where we will mention other component to be rendered. Okay, and this app component is being referred by index.js page. So how it is referring? So it is doing app tag. So it is running our React application in strict mode. So this is not needed at all. We'll remove that. This is being written by that create React app. So we'll remove this one. We'll keep as it is app. Okay. So we have to refer to this main component by using import statement, because in the main component we have an export statement, export default app. This is the class name, this is the function name. We are referring to this component we are exporting this component by using export default app, so that we will import that in index.js. After importing, we have to do react DOM.render. We have to render this. That's why we need React DOM. This React DOM is important from React-DOM package. Then whatever the code we have written here, we have to render that in the root component, in the root div of index.html page. That's why I highlighted that page in the start. This is the index.html page where we have a div tag having id as root. So our app component, which is the main component, which is being referred by index.js page, is rendered within the DOM having id as root. So only one element have id as root. So it is being rendered within this div tag. Okay. Don't impact. So let me tell you, like, we are running our application in the live server, in the development server. So whenever we change anything, it will being watched by the development server and our page will be refreshed automatically. This is the advantage of hosting our application in the dev server and in development server. Okay. So corresponding to this, let me close this one public folder. Corresponding to this app.js file, we have a CSS file in which we mention CSS related to app.js. We'll refer the CSS file by using import then app.css. Okay. So we'll remove everything from here. In CSS also we'll remove everything except class app. So class app having a CSS of text align center, everything will be displayed at the center of our page. We'll save this. Okay. Then in this div folder, what I will write, I'll write one h1 tag. Here I am writing hi. Welcome to React.js. Hi all. Let me write my favorite word. Hi all. Okay, welcome to React.js. Let me save this. Once I will save, this will be reflected in my web page. So it is not reflecting, means it is not compiled yet. So press enter. If it won't compile automatically, just press enter. Okay, so it is saying some issues in app.js. Logo is defined but never used. Okay, we have removed the code for the logo, so just remove this one also. Everything get compiled successfully. See, compiled successfully. We'll go to our browser. We'll see hi all, welcome to React.js. So whatever will change here, that will be automatically get reflected in my browser because it is being watched by the dev server. It will compile automatically. If it won't compile, then just press enter in the Node.js command. Okay. So this is how we can say the React.js folder structure. So we'll see other file also, index.css file. So whatever the CSS will write, it is applicable to our application. It's a global CSS. Here we will write some code related to some initializing our body, like margin 0. We are setting the font families. Then here it is written code. Also we'll remove this. It's also not needed at all. We need only body tag. So save this one also, it won't impact. This is the place where we'll write. If we write any CSS, that will be applicable to our entire application, global CSS. Okay, then what next? The important things here is package.json file. This is the file that document our packages which is required for our application with the version, the dependency. So if you see, these are the packages that we need for our application. This is all installed by Create React App. You don't have to worry about that. We need a React of version 16.13.1, React DOM of version 10, React Script of version 3.4.1. And for starting our application, we are doing npm start. So here it is. When we do npm start, it actually executes this command, React Script start. It will compile and it will host our application in this live server. For creating the compilation code for deploying the dev server after the development, we will do npm build. When you do npm build, it actually executes this command. So all these are configured here. So this is the place where we will find the dependencies that was required for our application. Whatever the dependency mentioned here, that we will find in Node.js. So currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dependencies. But in Node modules we will find a lot many dependencies. Why? Because these packages, React script package, also have some sub dependencies. So dependencies, then they are sub dependencies. That's why it counts more than whatever mentioned here. But these are the main dependencies which is having some sub dependencies. You don't worry about this download of this dependency. Okay, this is all my project structure. In my day 2 video, we'll start coding on app.js. We'll see how we can create a component in app.js. So thank you guys for watching. We'll meet again in my day 2 tutorial with some interesting concept on React.js. Thank you all.